soccer from this team, starting to get to know it a little bit better. It's been exciting after a lot of preseason coverage.
Audio wasn't coming through, so you can just start over.
For those of us still catching with us, I'm Iliana Limon Romero here with soccer insider Alicia Delgado, ready to talk some Orlando City soccer. All right, so we're finally getting to see some game action. How exciting has this been to finally start to see the team on the field?
Yeah, it's been really exciting. I know the fans have been excited. I've been excited because now I'm starting to get to know them a little bit better after 2 games, and I get to go on the road to New York this week, which is super exciting.
All right, so we've got some reader questions, people very interested in knowing about the lineups and quite a few other things about the team. So we'll start off. First question, how has Rivas been recovering? We'll start with that part. It's a 2-parter. So how has Rivas been recovering?
Yeah, Rivas has been covering more quickly than originally expected. I think he's been out training with the team since before even the first game of the season. It was a few days after he rolled his ankle that he was back out training with the team. They were shocked. They were surprised. They thought he might be available for the first game, but he wasn't quite at 100% yet, so they wanted to be careful. This week, it looks like he has a good chance of being available for the New York game. I talked to him yesterday. He said he's feeling good. There's no pain. He's hoping and ready to take the field again against New York City.
Okay, it's one thing to be ready for selection. The second part of this question is, will he start or come off the bench? So he's available for selection.
Right.
Which way do you see this going?
I think it's unlikely that he starts. He wasn't even starting before he was injured, so I don't think that he's going to be starting coming back off of injury. But yeah, so I think he'll be coming off the bench.
All right, so if at some point Rivas does come back and work his way into the starting lineup, we're looking at the chain reaction. If Rivas is back and starts, do they change formation to last year and have Nocerino play Kaká's position? Are we going to see more of that original formation we saw last year?
I think if you do see, first, like I said, he will be back, but he's not going to start. But if you do see a formation change, you're going to see Molino in Kaká's position, if anyone in Kaká's position, because like you saw, I mean, they showed you last week, they switched to a 4-2-3-1 last week, and with Molino in Kaká's position and Nocerino out to the left. So if anyone were going to play Kaká's position, it would be Molino.
Definitely still early in the season, definitely still feeling out process, it seems, for the team, trying to figure out what's going to be the best fit for the players they have available. So, more players coming back. We've talked about Mateos, who's coming back. David Mateos was out due to injury. Now it's a loaded up line. So we have a reader question. Is Redding going to start? Tommy Redding going to hold that starting position Friday now that David Mateos is back?
Okay, well, first of all, David Mateos is back training. It's not 100%.
He's back.
Yeah, it's not 100% that he's back like in the lineup for Friday. That's still to be seen. I'll know more tomorrow and the next day on that. But I think if Mateos is back 100%, he looked good today in training. He looked like he was good. I talked to him today. He said that he was feeling good. It would just be up to the coach whether they thought he was ready fully to go back in the lineup. I think when he is 100% and ready, he'll get his starting job back, because although Redding has done okay in the last 2 games, it has only been 2 games, and Adrian Heath mentioned after the last game that he thought that Redding and Seb Hines needed to improve moving forward. So I don't think that it was enough time for Tommy to prove that he should be the starter over Mateos.
All right, so it's going to be some interesting competition there. All right, I'm checking my watch. We are 3 weeks into the season. Seems a little early to panic, but we have a reader question. How hot is Inchi's seat? So for those of you who don't know, Inchi is a nickname for Coach Adrian Heath. How hot is his seat? Is he in trouble again? Seems a little early, but what do you think?
Gosh, I mean, 2 games into the season, I think it's way too early to start talking about that, especially when they haven't even lost. 2 games into the season, they weren't 2 wins. They don't have 6 points on the board, but they don't have 0 points either. And to put that in perspective, your Eastern Conference champions and Supporter Shield winners, the New York Red Bulls, are 0-2. So I think it's a little early to be considering axing the coach after 2 games. I understand why fans would be thinking that with all of the changes that happened in the off season. But yeah, I think it's a little bit too early. I don't think it's too hot just yet.
there's still pressure to perform, in
Right.
fairness. We joke about this, but there obviously still is pressure
Oh
to
yeah, there's
perform.
pressure, and I think we addressed it in the past couple of weeks. There have been questions about is his job at stake this season, and yeah, it's at stake this season. I just don't think it's at stake this early in this season.
Very good. All right, next reader question. Has confidence in the development of Haji Berry played a role in Orlando City not seeking another attacking depth player like Herc Gomez?
The Herc Gomez rumor will not go away, and an old beat writer whose name I will not mention started that rumor on Twitter. But
Thanks, Paul.
yeah, I think Haji has done a good job, and that's played a small role in it. But I think a bigger role is that do they want a veteran striker on the depth chart? Probably, but do they have the money to get one right now? Probably not. So I think it's a combination of the two of those things.
So the climate after they signed Nocerino, it seemed like they felt like good about where they were at. Is that what you were seeing in training and from your interviews out there?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot more movement right now.
Right now,
Yeah.
in this period. All right. Well, we'll keep checking. We'll stay on top of
Okay.
that and continue
Watch
to get
tomorrow. It's
reader
gonna be
questions.
like-
No, we
please
don't think
leave.
so. All right. Aurelian Collin,
Oh,
our most
gosh.
popular player. No, I mean, he's a nice guy. I like him. But is Collin on
They
the
love
trading
him.
block?
Colin should feel really good about himself. He has a lot of fans.
He does. But the question is, since he's not playing right now, is Collin on the trading block, giving his salary cap number and Reading's rise?
I don't think, like I said, I think they're good with where they're at right now at the roster. I don't think that he's going to be on the trading block anytime soon, because not only do they need his depth, he backs up Seb Hines. So we've talked about before how he plays similarly to Hines and Reading plays similarly to Mateo. So to have those backups in both of the center back positions is really helpful for the team. And it's someone that when you're looking over a whole season long, you're going to need a veteran player like that who can come off the bench and play just as well as a starter can in that position. But also, everyone keeps talking about how much he's getting paid, that much money sitting on the bench. Well, if they're going to trade him, they have to find someone willing to take on that much money, or Orlando City would have to be willing to eat some of that money. So I don't think that that there's any plans for that at this moment.
So fans can hold out on Aurelian Collin, maybe working his way back into the lineup, getting minutes later
Right.
as this very long MLS season continues. Well,
Yes.
speaking of very long MLS season, we do this every week. Take questions from fans on Twitter. You can tweet at OS Lions. You can do so every week, or at OS Alicia D
Yep.
is our other hashtag. So you can
Either
go
one.
there to the two usernames. Send us your questions. We in particular are looking out for them Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Monday night, but I'll always tweet out a reminder on Tuesday mornings.
There you go. So get all your questions answered. Get them in. Alicia Delgado, our Orlando City beat reporter, is here to answer them. With Alicia, I'm Ileana Limon Romero at the Orlando Sentinel. Thanks for joining us.